Hi there, I'm Wendy Down. And in my work as a life coach, one of the things that I do most often is teach people how they can help themselves feel better at any time that they're feeling badly, sad, angry, anxious, embarrassed, ashamed, worried. Any of those feelings, we actually have within us almost like a superpower that few of us know how to use to help ourselves. So I want to introduce you to that today, and and also to let you see if you're making the most common mistake that most of us make when it comes to dealing with our feelings. The distinction I want to make first is that there's a difference between thinking a feeling or thinking about a feeling and feeling a feeling. Most of us by default have habitually learned how to think about our feelings rather than feel them. And what does it mean to think a feeling or think about a feeling? When we're thinking about a feeling, what we're doing is speaking words in our mind about it. We're saying things like, I was so stupid, that shouldn't have happened, I'm so mad that he did that. What we're focusing on is the story that's running through our mind, reviewing the facts and details of the scenario that's causing us to feel the way that we do. What I know for sure is that thinking a feeling will increase it. It's something that we all learn to do sort of subconsciously because we think that if we can go into our heads to figure out a solution to the problem, we won't actually have to feel the discomfort of the feeling that exists within us. So that's thinking a feeling. And again, thinking a feeling is something that happens in our mind where we're reviewing words and facts about the scenario. So what's the difference? What does it mean to feel a feeling? Well, feeling a feeling means to sense a place in our body. Our attention, instead of being on the story and the facts in our head, is focused on a sensation in our body. Every feeling has a location. It will sit somewhere in our body that feels tight or constricted or uncomfortable in some way. And the only way that we can sense that and know what the feeling is to bring our attention down into our body and feel around for that place that feels uncomfortable. Feelings themselves actually are a lot like objects. They're sort of semi-solid structures that exist like a field inside of us. And so they have all the qualities that objects have. Like I said, they have location. They always have a shape that we can feel. They'll have a texture, hard like a rock, fuzzy like a cloud. Sometimes they have movement. And each one of them has a flavor, which is kind of the words that we would use might be sad or afraid. And sometimes they can be very complex and include all types of different flavors. To feel a feeling, I'm going to use this little analogy, is a lot like tasting this candy. So if I was to unwrap this and pop this in my mouth, all of a sudden I would be able to taste the flavor of it, right? Is it strawberry? Is it butterscotch? The only way I can know is by using my sensors that are able to pick up the taste of that and to discern, oh, I taste that as strawberry or whatever it is. The other thing that I can do only by using my tasting sensors is to taste the size of it. I put it in my mouth. I can feel what the surface of it is like. Is it smooth? Is it bumpy? Is it even all the way around? Our emotions are exactly like this too. Our feelings are exactly like this too. And the only way that we can tell what the shape, the texture, the flavor, the intensity, the qualities of any particular feeling is to use our feeling sensors to feel each particular one. The other really cool thing that almost none of us understand about our feelings is that when we feel them, they disappear, they dissipate. Just like by popping this candy in my mouth and tasting, gradually it dissolves, the size gets smaller, there's less and less of it, and eventually there's none of it that remains. This same thing is true when we feel a feeling. And like I say, almost none of us know that we have this capacity. It's actually the way that our bodies and emotional systems are designed to feel or deal with feelings. Because the really simple truth about feelings is that feelings just want to be felt. When we've felt a feeling thoroughly, there isn't any of it left to feel, just like this candy. So that's the distinction between thinking about a feeling and feeling a feeling. And I would invite you the next time that you feel anxious or sad or worried or anything, just to pay attention to, am I thinking about the feeling in my head, which is kind of gets into a loop of increasing it, or for the first time ever maybe, am I willing to just see what it's like to feel this feeling, to feel where it is in my body, to feel the shape, the size, the texture, the qualities of it, and just to sit and use my feeling sensors to keep feeling it, so that I can discover for myself that as I feel it, the size gets smaller, the intensity gets less, and eventually nothing remains in that space in my body other than peace and calm and neutrality, where all of that intense feeling was before. So, bye for now, and good luck giving that a try.